everyone. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to take a look at this Pisces full moon that's happening on September 7th, 2025. Now, this will be a total lunar eclipse at 15 degrees and 22 minutes at 2:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This eclipse is marking our first eclipse of the season as we start feeling the effects of the Pisces energies. With full moons being a time of release, the eclipse energy will make it stick due to the North Node in Pisces. We are all wanting to elevate our subconscious to new inspirations or even just hope of a better, brighter future. But to do so, we will have to release the Virgo within us. The personality traits of feeling like we aren't good enough or capable to live our best life. This will require us to adjust our ways of thinking, a new perspective of how to live that best life will occur within the energies at play. So we're going to take a look at the chart. We'll have the moon conjunct the North Node in Pisces, and this will be reflecting upon some subconscious motivations. So let me circle that for you. Okay, so you understand where we're looking. Oh, goodness. And we also have the moon that will trine Jupiter in Cancer. And this will help you find the joy that you've been looking for. Also, the sun will be in opposition of the North Node and conjunct Mercury. Now, when it's conjunct Mercury, it's being mentally focused on what needs to be released. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, and it's dealing with your mindset, the way that you communicate to yourself. It can also be the way that you receive communication. Okay, so you could be receiving communication upon the way that you are or the way that you do things, and this can impact you to release. Okay, so we have also the sun, which will be in opposition of the North Node and conjunct the South Node. Now I want you to take a good look at this, and it's almost like it is a finger of God here, or a yod. Some people call it a yod. But with the sun in opposition of the North Node, this is letting go of your past motivations so that you can create that brighter future. I'm going to go over all the signs. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a full picture of how this is happening within your world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please comment so that the algorithm will show other people my videos, right? If you're interested in this chart, I do use Astro Matrix, the Astro Matrix app. I have a link within my playlist for Astro Matrix, or how to use the app. It is free. It does have ads. You can also purchase it without ads. They have different things on here of tarot guides, and also you can look at your daily horoscope. At the bottom it says daily. You also have your reports and other charts that you can initiate with, such as your draconic chart, your progress chart, different charts that you can go into to look at. I also want to tell you too that with Astro Matrix, you can click on either the aspects or positions, and you can click on each individual thing here. that I'm pointing to. You can click on each individual one, and it gives you a definition of what's going on with the aspects. It also shows you the symbol of the aspects so that you can get more of an idea. If you're new with astrology, you can get more of an idea of what they look like symbolically and how they interact with each other. Okay? All right, so I will see you soon. Hi Aquarius, I hope you're doing well today. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this full moon lunar eclipse that's happening in Pisces. Please remember to take time out to like, share, and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm for other people to look at my videos. Okay, so the second house. The second house being activated with this lunar eclipse, with the moon, it will be the point of reference that will be changing within your world. Okay, so the second house rules the face. It rules food, money, values, the material things that you value, your self-worth and confidence, and how you bring value within the world. Sensual things, your income and your spending. This is your individual income, okay? Pisces being activated, it is a loss, it is a grief, it is a mediumship, past life karma, healing and restoration of past conditioning that you may have went through. Spirituality, this is a house to where it can be activated by Pisces as an enlightenment that happens for you to make changes that are necessary, okay? Because Pisces being activated brings in a transformation, an ending. Psychic and intuitive abilities is Pisces. Pisces is also habits. Pisces can be foreign revenue, prisons and hospitals and insane asylums are activated with Pisces. Film and photography. Faith is activated with Pisces. Self-sabotaging tendencies is activated with Pisces. This is where the subconscious is, okay, with Pisces. So with that said, there is a type of releasing happening here. A releasing of an emotional attachment could occur that is wrapped around on how you are valued, okay? This could also be wrapped around money, of you looking at money in a different aspect, you having a different type of relationship with money. This could also be that you gain some type of money through a loss, okay? And that could be a person, of course, it could be inheritance. It could also be a situation of you losing an investment of some type to gain from another, okay? It's like one of those sayings of a door closes, another one opens, or a window opens, what have you, right? So there could be something that comes through in a divine aspect. The universe, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, source, has your back, and you will be seeing that if something was to be eclipsed out of your life. Okay? All right, so subconscious is here with Pisces, and that emotional attachment to your subconscious of a grief situation, maybe somebody didn't give you what was necessary or didn't value you in a certain aspect. Pisces can be victimality, right? And the martyr. Pisces can also bring on some type of depressive state. And if this was to happen to you, it was surrounding of your self-worth and confidence. It was surrounding of, you know, what can I bring to the world or to the table? You know what I mean? This could have been a situation of you consistently being attacked for the money that you do have, or for spending too much, right? Being a person that enjoys the material side of life. And that could have been something that was being pushed down from other people, by mothers in particular, with the moon involved, or family, of you are a person that just, blows money or something like that, right? But that's not how you feel. You know what I mean? So this could be that self-sabotaging tendency to do that, of course, that's being released. Remember, this house is a releasing at this time with the eclipse. So whatever feelings are wrapped around your worth, your self-confidence, the way that you are toward money, your own money, maybe it's separated from another person. Maybe they were the ones that decided to have it separate. You know what I mean? So this could have been all of that wrapped around within your mind's eye, held on to those emotions, because the moon is here being released. Okay? This could have also been a situation of you utilizing Pisces, not necessarily in the bad part of Pisces, but with the taboo. All right? And you are either spending money upon some type of spiritual capacity, or you're using spirituality during this time to upgrade your emotions, because there's a transformation happening here. It could be not just spirituality, but faith. The faith that you have, the trust that you have within the universe, within God, source, the universe, whichever you believe in, that is holding you grounded, that you are transforming situations of how you used to do those things, of spirituality tools, maybe of astrology and tarot, esoteric knowledge, or you are just changing the way that you do your prayers, or you're changing the way that you are connecting with spirit in some way, shape, or form. And those emotions that you have that are surrounding your self-confidence and self-worth are changing because of that. And it could be that also, if you are into any taboo on an income base, that this is a time to where you're changing out how you receive income, do income within that aspect of life. Does that make any sense? That you are either gaining some income and seeing what you're worth, or you're transforming or ending a way of income stream of how you were doing things before. Like, instead of doing tarot, you're going to do astrology, or instead of being a person that does like some type of holistic healing for other people's confidence, that you're changing that out to show them another way to do business within the spiritual world. Does that make any sense? So it could just be a transformation of that. I do want to show you, though, with this full moon, the moon is here, yes, but in opposition is the sun in Virgo. Opposition, it can be a challenge, but the main key to a opposition is to bring things back into balance, okay? And there is a connection here that will bring in some type of harmony for you. So the sun is shining here in the 8th house of this is why things are being released, okay? So the 8th house is crisis, soulmates, merging of souls, healing of fears, grants, government, debts and taxes. Death and rebirth is here. Loans, banking loans, mortgage loans. This could also look to be as divorce, or just other people's resources, the shared money that you have with another, okay? Sex, deep bonding sex. The I'm trying to remember the name of that. It's not transition, like a kundalini, I guess. Like, whenever you are connected or immerse yourself, your physical body, with another person, that you're capable of manifesting, and it's almost like a kundalini, but it's not. It's not just an awakening. It's more of you guys are immersed together, so therefore it creates a creation, just like a baby, right? But not necessarily a physical baby, but a birth of that manifestation. Okay. Anyway, so that's here. Inheritance is here. Transformation, your psyche, investments, and long-term finances is here. All right. So this is why things are changing within the second house. So your self-confidence, your self-worth, or the way that you see that you're connected with someone, is changing because of the 8th house. It could be because of, people have an impact on us from a divorce, right? And it could be changing because there is a divorce, or it could be changing because there was some type of crisis created surrounding, your spending habits, or the habits that you held in regards to victimization within your psyche, and it manifested itself to physical. And therefore, it could feel like a crisis, or it could feel like that psyche is changing, or excuse me, that it's transforming. Okay, but this is why things are being released in the second. Okay, so you could have already felt like you were going through a crisis. There could be a divorce that you're already dealing with. There could be situations of separate resources from another person, and that's ending. That psyche is transforming in one way, shape, or form because of an awakening or a clarity that is going to come through, revolving around your emotions of how you see yourself within confidence and self-worth, and what you're valuing, what you had valued. I do want to say too that, death and rebirth is here, and it could be a loss that happens for you to understand the value that you have within the world. Okay. It could be that maybe at one time you valued materialistic things. At one time you valued making money, balls to the wall making money. I'm not talking about, every once in a while you get a paycheck. I'm talking that you work 80 hours a week, and that could be changing due to a loss of a person or a loss of a job. Okay. It could also be changing because of an awakening that happens, because of that transformation of psyche. Because this could be one of those ecliptic things of a loss of money happens for you to see the value in other areas within your world. Okay. The sun shining on governments and grants and taxes and things of that nature, and shared resources, shared money. That this could be a situation of you having to use the government because of a loss. Okay, like say unemployment, or food stamps, or something that deals with a loan of some sort, because things have been the way that they are in the world. I think we're all going through it, but this could also be literally that maybe you're in between situations of making money, and there is a loan that is needed. It could be literally a Virgo. Virgo is lifestyle. Virgo is health. Virgo is your daily work and routine. It is what you do on a daily basis, okay? Virgo is also service to others, organizing, detail orientation, and pets. And this could be a time to where you're figuring out what means so much to you because, you know, maybe your pet is going through some stuff, and all you care about is being with that pet. Does that make any sense? And that's going to be shown to you with your values. It could be a situation of, because pet's health is activated with Virgo, okay? It could be your health, that there's a transformation of your health. Maybe you were on some type of pill to help you with depression, or maybe you were seeing a therapist or psychiatrist of some sort to understand yourself psychologically, and there could be a change in that during this time. It could go either way. It could be that you're seeking out one because Pisces has a lot to do with the psychological part of your self-sabotaging, and then you have Virgo activated with your health, with the Scorpio house of 8th house, and that can be, you know, tuning into your psychological self and redoing your daily routine with that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, that therapist, but it could be just someone to help you understand yourself on a daily basis, such as listening to someone over the media or something like that, something in your daily routine that needs to change. There could be also situations of food that was ailing you. Say you were diabetic, or you were a person that overate, or you were a person that indulged too much within food. Okay, because food is activated. During this moon, it could be that that's being released, and you're understanding on a psychological level how that is connected with other things within your life. Like maybe food is connected with money. That if you don't have, you know, the things, material things that you value, that's whenever you overeat, or whenever you don't feel like you're valued, that's whenever you overeat, or you go to the sweets, right? And that could be that awakening that happens, okay? I do want to say too that daily routine is activated with taboo topics of, like I said earlier, you getting closer to the divine, that you're implementing that within your daily routine. So instead of like maybe a habit of smoking cigarettes, that you're meditating, right? It could be that. It could be also a situation of an inheritance that comes to you, yes. And it could be from a literal Virgo or a Pisces. It doesn't matter, right? But it could be an inheritance that comes to you that helps you understand what's valued, okay? Because with full moons, yeah, there is a releasing, but there's an awakening to that release. It's, I can't do this anymore, or something needs to change within my mind's eye, within my emotions, because my emotions are taking the reins too much. Or it could be that you realize that maybe there's a hormonal imbalance that happens, right? And you're connecting the dots. You're connecting it with, well, am I going through menopause, or am I just eating wrong, right? You're connecting the dots here, okay? All right, so we do have transformation of money that can happen, not just through inheritance, but some type of investment or long-term finance, or a loan that's happening with someone of maybe a Virgo, or it could just be a loan that transforms things. I'm going to get more into it to see the aspects that are happening, because we're going to look at Jupiter. Jupiter is in Cancer at this time in your 6th house. And the 6th house, it is ruled by Virgo in astrology, right? Jupiter is luck and abundance, but it can expand things, and it's connected with Cancer. And we're going to talk about Cancer first so that you get an interaction with Cancer. It is your property and home, family, nurturing, mothers, motherhood, mother figures, security, your sense of belonging, your emotional body, and your foundation. Okay? So Cancer interacting with the 6th house. 6th house is your health, your daily routines, your daily work and employment, your co-workers, pets, service to others, and organizing and detail orientation. Okay, so this could look like Jupiter coming in to expand a situation of a health situation for you to awaken to a fact of things need to change. That could happen. Okay, or this could happen to where it's connected to expansion of a mother situation that you yourself have to enforce service to others, to your mother, to take care or nurture your mother during this time. She could be, of age and close to ascending. That could be it. Or because the daily basis and lifestyle is activated with moms. Okay. And it could look like you're taking care of her, or it looks like a situation to where there's a transformation of work and you are transforming that situation of lifestyle by being at home, by being a stay-at-home mom or being a stay-at-home dad, right? This could look like you gaining a home. Jupiter has a way of bringing in opportunities and blessings. Jupiter is the ruler over Sagittarius, okay, which is also in astrology over the 9th house. Sagittarius rules the 9th house, and it brings in opportunities and blessings and a different way of looking at things and a different type of story or narrative that you have, or a different type of philosophy. Okay, but it could be that a home is gained by opportunity from the 8th house. Okay, and that could be inheritance, that could be, the transformation of money that happens, that could be the chunky money that you have with another person that you guys have been saving up, and it's time, and it's an awareness that happens that brings in that opportunity. It could be that an abundance happens in regards of your service to others. Okay, you changed how you service others. Therefore, it brings in more money, individual income. With Cancer activated, this could be family interacting with you on a daily basis, right? That helps you feel wanted, helps you with your confidence, helps you understand that you are worth something. And that could look like I said earlier, being a stay-at-home mom, or that could be family having that interaction with you on, I'll loan you the money, or that interaction with you of transforming that psyche to remind you of the worth that you have, and your value changes, right? It could also be the way that you nurture yourself. Jupiter comes in to expand that nurturing for yourself on a daily basis. So that transformation of whatever victim mentality that you had, depression, that habit of some sort, right? That changes because Jupiter is helping you out there. Jupiter is trying to place opportunities for you to nurture yourself, and therefore it happens. Maybe you didn't have time to go to the spa. Maybe you didn't have time to just sit with God, Source, Universe, right? Maybe things were just so hectic within your world that you had forgotten that you come first. And Jupiter is changing that philosophy. Jupiter is changing that story. Okay? When it comes to money, right? And this is a work house because this is your everyday work. This could be a transformation of Jupiter giving you an opportunity to work by caring for others or servicing others or working with homes or properties. This could also be an opportunity that comes through of you realizing that you are a healer in the arts, in the taboo, okay? And you're using this on a daily basis, working with other people that may have ancestral problems or may have problems with their emotional body, okay? This could be you helping others, servicing others in some way, shape, or form with mother issues, with being a mom, you know, because there is no book on it, right? And a lot of people, they need someone to help guide them in regards to being a parent. And this could be a new way of thinking about how to do this and how to use this to utilize your income, okay? I'm trying to think of any other ways that this could play out with Cancer activated, because Jupiter in Cancer, it can expand those emotions, right? And it's to change or transform the way that you are connected to your lifestyle. And your lifestyle has a lot of impact for you in particular in regards to your value and how you're valued and how you bring value to the world. And this could be a time to where your psyche completely changes to where you actually see the value that you have. But there's something that has to be let go. That old value system that you have, that different way of thinking about yourself, or you finally have this realization or this perception that comes through of an awakening of some sort of how God sees you, right? And therefore you have compassion upon yourself, because Jupiter has a way of changing the way you see things, the story that you've always held about family, about mothers, about your ancestors, okay? And you're implementing things within your lifestyle that coincide with that philosophy of maybe you're showing more unconditional love toward other people and toward yourself. Because once you start loving yourself, it's easier to love other people, because you have to forgive yourself, which is Pisces. You have to be compassionate towards yourself, which is Pisces. Pisces is also considered letting go and going with faith in situations that you don't necessarily have control over. And if this is an awakening of that, it could be around death. It could be around birth, right? Because, not everyone plans to be a parent. You know what I mean? And there is, all kinds of things, I'm sure, that goes along with that, of financial stability. And this could be a time to where you're just trying to wrap your head around situations of being placed within those things. You know what I mean? And there is a releasing of emotions that happen with that self-worth, with that confidence of, I can do this. And, maybe you weren't spiritual before, but you may have gotten more into spirituality or into faith, or this is Aquarius, you have to have faith for what's next. Does that make any sense? That God, source, the universe is like, just give it to me and I'll take care of the rest, as you are putting one foot in front of the other with Jupiter in the 6th house. Okay? That I will bless you. You will see that blessing on a daily basis, right? 6th house with Jupiter of opportunities and abundance. This could look like some type of job that comes through that maybe is more money, and they give you more appreciation for your value, and it feels like home. A sense of belonging is connected to the 6th house, and you could find the job that you've been looking for, and it could feel like a blessing, right? It could feel like an awakening of God, source, the universe does have your back, right? That you had been asking for this for a very long time. Because transformations, endings, transformation of your psyche, all of that is included within this eclipse. And it could be that energy just flowing of transforming that job. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cancerous job, right? Cancer jobs would be taking care of someone or working with homes and properties. It could actually feel like home, Cancer being homes. It could feel like you're at home when you go to work rather than, feeling like a number. This could also be a situation to where you have the capability of working from home, and that opens the door for you. It changes things for you. It makes you see things differently, instead of, the grind. That could be it. It could also be not just a stay-at-home mom, but a stay-at-home parent. Okay, I do want to say that. Jupiter can also bring in teachers, preachers, and gurus to guide you with your everyday lifestyle, with controlling and managing that emotional body. Okay? Because it's connected to Sagittarius. Right? Jupiter is also connected to Pisces, but it's more or less of having faith and trusting in the situation. It could also be that it feels like a divine guidance that happens, that is brought to you by God, source, the universe itself, that, wow, this is a blessing. That's why Jupiter is definition as blessings, right? Okay, so I'm seeing if there's anything else here. I do want to talk about the North Node and the South Node. So the North Node is in Pisces and the South Node being in Virgo. The North Node being activated, this is your soul talking to you of how things need to change. And the North Node in Pisces is bringing you to a conclusion within the second house of you having that type of awakening within the second house of how you're valued, of maybe that you are capable of making your own income, or maybe some type of modernism, or some type of whatever victimization that you may have had with the second house of, I just can't make my own money, or whatever I do in regards to money is not good enough, or I'm trying to think of, because Pisces gets hurt all the time with it connected to the second house. It's, I'm not seen by the value that I bring to the table, or second house being, I'm too scared. I'm scared to do what is necessary, right? I have fears surrounding my confidence. I don't have enough confidence, or I'm not seen by my self-worth, or, I'm scared to eat, right? That can happen. It really can. It can be that I just, so many diets that I've been through, or everything in this world has sugar and I'm diabetic. I'm just scared to just, to eat, or, second house rules the face. So you may have, things in regards to, well, I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not the most handsomest person in the world. You know what I mean? All of that could have come into your mind's eye. And that right there is going to be released. Those emotions are going to be tackled. Okay, with this North Node in Pisces is to make you see yourself the way that God sees you, and you're perfect as you are. You know what I mean? So South Node being Virgo, of perfectionism, of criticism, of overanalyzing a situation, of just trying to make everything perfect is not a capability, being human. And there's a realization of that, and there is an acceptance of yourself that is happening here, whether that deals with money, whether that deals with value, or how you bring in value, or your looks, or food, what have you. There's a transformation there of your psyche that's happening, an awakening of you are perfect the way that you are. And Jupiter pushing into this whole thing is trying to either expand a situation to where you get fed up with the way that you're thinking, or you are blessed with an opportunity from the universe that makes you realize or awaken to the fact of that you are loved. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you. With realizing your value, it's going to trickle down or have a domino effect in regards to family, in regards to moms, in regards to, your emotional body and being compassionate to yourself. There is an awakening here, but it's not just going to hit home with yourself. It is also going to hit home with family members. It's going to extend to ancestral things of, my grandma was this way, or, I had a sister that was this way, or what have you. And there's compassion that's just, it's going to extend out to the ancestors. It's going to extend out to family. It's going to extend out to other people, and your emotional body, it being managed, that's going to change things on a major scale for you. Okay. And you're going to be seen for that. There's this reflection that we have toward other people as our psyche is changing, and they're going to see you differently, and maybe even bring in more of those compliments and loving situations, or more of those consoling of your emotional body of, man, I really thought that you thought that I was this way, and therefore that changes of you thinking differently, a completely new narrative that you're going to come into, right? Especially with the 8th house activated. If there's anything that happens with family, or if there's anything that happens within a loss of something or someone, that can activate the new awakening. That can activate that new philosophy, right? Of a different way of seeing things, or you being seen differently. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it deeply, because 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and you have Pisces activated. That is the deepest waters that you can get with emotions. And then we have Cancer activated with Jupiter expanding that situation, or with those emotions, right? For you to take hold on it. You're going to feel it to the deepest level. And when you feel it to the deepest level, you're going to rise up and become a different person, because 8th house is known for that phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay? All right, Aquarius, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.